right. A little something special for the WGGGMBUCC. It's a lyrical sculpture in the sand that I carve. This is Flash on the mic, now on the Algarve. From 40 to 60, we are on the attack. If I can just get some vitamin I from my back. Foot on the line, yeah, I'm ready to go. Or did I just pull a muscle? Hold on for a moment. Play it cool, just act like I'm young. Got flicks on my wrist and lyrics on my tongue. 10 more years left to go. Tricks from the past and a buttery flow. A little slow off the start, I like to call my speed brisk. The sunshine glints off my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between my toes. I got none of the pivots, but all the throws. Yeah, I got some dodgy knees. Disc in my hand and the sun in the sky. My dad bod goes jiggle and my hucks they fly. The spirits are rising like a disc on the breeze, going miles out of bounds to the Portuguese seas. I played a point, yeah, I need a sub and a good long soak in an XL tub. Don't need to run anymore, I'm one of 14 handlers. Happy Gilmore this disc like we're all Adam Sandlers. I'm slow off the start, I like to call it brisk. The sunshine glints on my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between my toes. We got none of the pivots, but all the throws. Alright, let's finish this off. My 6'2" still works in the bar. I can see from miles. Got drinks on my radar. Portimao party is the place we flee for the friends we see and these great memories. Yeah, I feel the spirit as I pull every sinew. Shatter my knees, yet we're gonna continue. Take this hand, better yet carry me from the beach to the bar, better yet to the sea. I'm slow off the start. I like to call my speed brisk. The sunshine glints off my slow-moving disc. You know how it goes with the sand between our toes. We got none of the pivots, but all of the throws.
We're in Sardinia, and there's no place we'd rather be for the semi-final, the second of such for WGGMBUCC, the World Great Grandmasters Beach Ultimate Club Championship, coming at you right here on ULTI.TV. Spangled taking on Noot Bootsma, an all-US battle. Two teams enter, one team moves on. We'll find out who that is in a very short while, just about set to get underway. I'm Stefan Rapazzo, alongside John Dock to bring you the action of what is set to be a barn burner, defending champs against the team who's probably found the hottest form in this iteration. Doc, you excited for this one?
Yeah, looking forward to this one. We've got potentially two best teams here, maybe, you could argue. I know one of them has lost the game, but I've been really impressed by Noot Bootsma this weekend, or this week so far. They were my pick early enough before I even saw Spangled play. Went down to watch the end of Spangled versus Chicken Packs yesterday. Chicken Packs scored like 4 in a row to win on Universe. So Spangled maybe got their wake-up call yesterday. Had a decent quarter today. I think they're going to need another gear on top of that if they're going to want to beat this Houston team. The Houston team, I haven't seen them have spells where I thought they look like they're beatable. But semi-final, this is when it's up for Spangled. This is when they're going to have to show up, and we'll see can they do it.
Anything can happen. Kwok takes the disc from Mickael, bump on the mark from Jolly. Fakes the backhand, then looks to Mickael, now goes back and takes the under that was given from Don Tom. That Stone Tom matchup, one to watch. Another bump and an early conversation here between Mickael.
Multiple ones going on the field, every matchup almost telling each other what they thought of that start.
And that one gets flipped out. Jolly picks up. Felstad went deep. Stone takes the first cut. Stone floats one up. Back of the end zone. Lars Felstad's there. And Spangled open the game with a big break.
Yeah, they're going to be happy with that from their D-line offense. I think it was just one little upline pass and then a score. So 2-pass D-line offense in the back of the end zone, uncontested. Noot Bootsma, he just threw it into his own player's chest, I think, as he was clearing, and just an unfortunate drop for them. Not going to say it's too much to read into yet, but unfortunate that the bump on the mark caused the stoppage. I think we'll see a bit more what they can do on this one.
USA. Notsuo, the longest standing beach club team in the world as far as they're concerned. And they said, had this chat with Sean Mickael earlier. He said he's asked around, and as far as he knows, he's asked Bula, he's asked Wolfduff, but going back all the way to 2000 as a senior level, an open age team, and they've become a great Grand Masters team only since 2023, but a club.
It makes sense. They are surrounded by ocean. They're in Houston, so it would make sense that they have the longest standing beach ultimate team.
And that one hits the ground. Put into play where Katie Forth initiates. She has been awesome, as has that man, Scullion. Scullion fires Katzenbach. He looks up. Kim Beach is there. Not taken. Scullion instead comes back behind the disc. Goes around just. There was a fingertip on that. And Forth puts it high. It's swatted away by Taylor, but there could be a call on this one.
Yeah, looks like an uncontested foul.
Yeah, enough contact there to warrant the foul. Hawk goes back to Katzenbach. He takes the easier option to Hawk again. And fired into the corner. Kimberly Beach gets it done on the beach here for the goal, and Notsuo level things.
Yeah, I think we both had our individual moments with her earlier on today. She was walking around mumbling to herself. I thought she was talking to me, calling my name. I was like, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" Not sure what you thought she was saying. Turns out she was just practicing to say the word beach in Italian, and it's pretty funny.
Spiaggia.
We get a look at some of the other games going on there in the field, but I think we saw it's kind of what you want if you're the Notsuo offense there, slightly better than their last one. And I think seeing the part now, what I'm kind of thinking might be the difference maker here in this game, which is their D-line, which yesterday, just like I've said in more than one game already, I feel like they made potentially like 5 of the top 10 defensive plays of this tournament in a single game yesterday. And if they can bring that against this Spangled team, it's going to be very difficult for Spangled to hold onto the disc.
We got Kimberly Beach on Notsuo, Rocky Beach on Spangled, both beach specialists, no relation. Fur picks up and goes to Rocky Beach. Beach fakes, goes back to Fur. Fur leads. Salvia shakes the mark with a fake. And then the around goes to Attic. Attic to Stern. Stern leads. Salvia on the chase. And there, beautiful throw by Arlie Stern to assist that goal.
Yeah, nice clean offense there by Spangled. Made it look pretty easy. Maybe even made it look a little bit easier than the last point for Notsuo. And didn't get a chance to see the defensive pressure that I was talking about. It was mostly on layouts, on unders. Didn't get too many chances for it there. I did see 1 or 2 switches as we get a look here at the beach. And not the perfect conditions we've had all week for this game. It is windy. Luckily, we have 2 teams of this quality that the wind is only going to be like a minor factor. I don't think it's going to lower the quality of the game too much for all these players. Plenty of experience. I'm sure they've played in much windier conditions, so I think if it was any other game, the wind might be a big factor, but I don't expect it to ruin the quality of this game too much. But just for the viewers at home to be aware that there is a lot of wind. It is windy. It is a difficult wind to throw in. So if you do see the occasional disc look like, what the hell was that? Just know that it is the wind from the beach.
Just having a look, zooming in on Houston, seeing how close it is to all the beaches on the Gulf of Mexico. And what did happen down there on the chase? Here it is again. And a layout D by Kale that is being discussed for what I imagine is the hand on the back of Coral.
Yeah, it looks like they've decided it was a foul.
Coral floats one up. That is dangerous, but they do come down with a quack. And hand blocked by Stone, and not in agreement immediately. I thought it left his hand.
It did look like he was reaching away a bit from the player, but I think it's one of those. We need the slow-mo and a zoom. Only the player really knows.
Just play is the call from the sideline.
Great call. Play what? Who's on offense? Tell us.
I thought it was clean enough.
Get a better look at it here in the slow-mo. Might get a better idea here. I mean, I don't think that clarified it. If anything, I actually thought it's closer to a foul on that one then. But I still think it was so close you just can't tell, and only the player knows.
Kwok has it tapped in once again. Fires deep. Don Tom all alone. 5 meters out still. Looks upfield. Tries to isolate. No one to throw to yet. Now isolates for fourth. Chisels forward. And a stoppage. A contested foul in the stack.
Yeah.
I think that is between Beach and Girari. And Stone was helping us with the hand signals. Fourth looks forward. Leads for Corelli. Rolls into one. And Notsuo put a second on the board. We're all tied up at 2s.
Yeah, a few too many stoppages there for my liking in that point. Not necessarily saying there's any problems with the calls or anything yet, but I feel to get the best game here, we kind of want to see a few less stoppages. But I also understand that at this level, especially with a North American matchup, just slightly more aggressive and intensive defensive pressure than maybe we're used to seeing here when we're playing in Europe. So you can expect there to be a couple more collisions and hard-fought battles, and it is a semi-final. So let's hope that point was maybe one of only one or two that are going to be that kind of stop-start, and hopefully we can get a bit more clean play and see some of those big plays that we know both these teams are capable of, because they both move it fast and they can both play great defense.
That one does land in, rolls out. Played from the sideline to Beach. Beach finds Stern, leads to Salvia up the sideline, and the under from Attic. Fur was on the move. Now Beach really on the move. The send to Rocky Beach. Can he get there? No, just beyond the outstretched arm. And Notsuo will take over.
Yeah, almost perfect. Just drifted a bit too far away from him at the end, and his initial cut, I think, was perfect. And if the wind didn't drag it so much, I think he just runs that one down, but it's fading away from him, and even then, just so close.
Cesario to Katzenbach. Katzenbach lets the stall count mount and then goes to Kunze. Scullion. Lidon throws in dangerous quarters but gets it through. Fakes and then goes to Cesario, dangerously close to Beach that time.
He has a lot of sand on his face.
Yeah, right.
That's insane.
Rocky Beach will not need to do any exfoliation for a long time.
I know.
That face is full of it right now.
Wow.
He's got a beach on his face.
He really does. I know the viewers at home can't see it, and you might actually see it if you zoomed in.
Scullion to Cesario, and Beach picks it off behind him. Attic hits the deck for a pickup, straight back to Beach. Now in the middle, Fur. Fur waits, isolates, Addicts there, turns, Salvia in the corner, still no chance to take the shot, goes back to Beach. Beach directs traffic with the offhand, fires under the arm, hits Addick, and Spangled put another one on. It's 3-2. We're still on serve.
Yeah, he might have a lot of sand on his face there, but none in his eyes there. His vision on that throw and the release was low. Defender got down, but you get to see it here in the replay. Just a lovely step out and knew what he wanted, set it up, and defender probably can't do much more on that one. He just squeezes it under. Really nice throw. And
there he is. There's the face full of sand. Rocky Beach.
There's
been a best perspective episode on that.
We need to turn him the other way so he can show the other side of it.
Young man as well. Make sure you go check ULTI.TV's best perspective collection. You can get the whole Rocky Beach story. There you go.
He's wiping the wrong side.
Wipe some off now.
You should go and put his face in the water for a bit. I don't think he realizes how much sand he has on his face, but I doubt he cares. I think he was pumped up after that one.
He was stoked after breaking the mark for that goal.
Interesting technique on that pull, but it looks like it might be an excellent one.
Yeah, humdinger. Quack goes to Mickael. Don Tom comes into the middle of the field, then goes to Katie Forth. Forth to Tom. Forth breaks free. Great first step. Great separation. And
multiple conversations going on again, pick calls and people talking about the contact. I mean, she didn't call it initially. I think the Force here just using the stoppage to explain it, so no problem with that.
Forth with the disc, thought about the lead to Mickael, didn't take it. Beach charges through but can't handle the pass. Now in the middle, Taylor to Fry. Fry goes center again for Taylor. Hartwigger. Hartwigger finds center. Dozono. Dozono to Hartwigger in the back. Wang from the sideline. Wang to Taylor. Chipping away at meters here are Spangled. This could be the game's first break.
I think they need to get their gender matchups figured out here. Although you could also look at try and take advantage of it as well. But we got a male force here on the female handler.
Dozono throws to the corner. Wang gets the toe drag swag. Falls down into one, and that is a break for Spangled.
Yeah, big break there. Perhaps it was actually maybe a zone. I might have been wrong, but not used to seeing teams coming out in the zone after an offensive point, which I would like. I do like seeing it, but I think they're just the Spangled team just able to take advantage of it with a little toe tap to make sure to stay in bounds and not have to extend the point any longer. And not really the start I was expecting, but a start that could be expected. Both these teams, elite teams.
There's a show of the wind coming in our faces, so straight into the camera, crosswind. It's shifty though. The wind has not been steadily moving in only one direction. Some swirl, some change, but any which way that wind goes, that break for Spangled remains huge.
Yeah, I feel right now the wind almost coming directly at us, as you said. So it doesn't really favor either team here.
Pull goes down and picked up by Kunze to Scullion. Scullion has nothing. Late gets close. And foul called by Stone on himself. He was backpacking on the mark. Katzenbach gets Ledonne. Ledonne sends the backhand. Scullion on the chase, and that's in for a goal, but there's a
OB call.
Discussion, an out-of-bounds call.
Yeah, I have to agree with the sideline here. He's frustrated with the sideline of the Spangled player. No attempt to get out of the way there. I agree with that.
Here's a look again. What's the call?
I think she's calling him out of bounds, but I think that one's a goal.
I mean, the players can look again if they'd like to. We have a replay screen here.
I believe the call was out of bounds on this catch.
Or if it's on the throw, but even still, the back foot was in on release.
If you want to take a look, you can take a look. Your back foot is down.
There's a screen here. We can get the replay one more time to be rolled if both players want to watch. If you'd like to see, the option exists. Here it is, but the catch certainly in. There's the throw was.
Yeah, it was on the release. She stepped over, but that's fine. If in the rules, yeah.
Seems to be accepted at this stage. Great use of the video replay, and Notsuo.
I think she just maybe a slight confusion, and maybe she didn't know the rules there.
I think she thought. I can understand. I guess that's a travel call, is what it would be, a travel to out of bounds.
Yeah, looking. I mean, it looked like she threw it from near the line, but when you see the catch was in, so I think it was just. I think she was just confused over the rules in the moment, and possibly a bit confused by why her teammate was almost in the way of that hook.
Yeah, that's.
We don't think we give enough credit to actually how difficult that throw was, to have a player in your way like that and to still throw that, because I'm sure she would have wanted to just throw a low backhand over to the corner, and that was actually a really good adjustment on that. And yeah, I think just the OB call, just a bit of confusion. I think she maybe thought you just can't step out of bounds at any stage, like in maybe some other sports. And like we've said, some of the players, I wouldn't have thought as much on these teams, mightn't have as much experience playing, and perhaps someone a bit later you could get on one of these rosters. I imagine if you're an exceptional deep cutter, you mightn't have to be playing that long if you've maybe former sprinters or something. So it's not impossible that we have players that are kind of newer to the sport here also playing in this game.
Fur with the disc for Spangled. Attic comes under, attacks the disc.
Yeah, I think they really need to get the sidelines back.
Now Beach. Beach looked to the deep, then goes to Fur. Fur floats a backhand, not enough on it. Picked up by Hawk and sent to Katzenbach. Katzenbach back to Hawk. He flips out the sand as he gets his feet. Katzenbach sends deep. It's Katzenbach in fourth who connect for the goal and level things up with a break of their own. Notsuo 4, Spangled 4.
Notsuo, no waiting around there. Straight as that turnover came, just speeded. You can see here that throw was even more impressive when you consider there was a player on his team running into that space on the upline caught, and lovely weighted throw. And again, like we said, this game has all the potential to be an amazing game, and there's been a couple less calls there. Maybe there was one after the last point after the score, but you can see when they get playing, the game is there to be won for either team at the moment. Notsuo starting to play a little bit better than they did at the start, but Spangled still with the advantage now of receiving the pull here.
And that pull lands and rolls. They were well positioned to field it. Monahan to Fry, catches it just in front of the defense. Now Taylor. Taylor flips the grip, goes to Monahan. Around to Taylor. Fry comes from the upfield position, screams under on the far sideline. Throws one to Monahan, who spins into it. Decides to get to his feet before throwing to Zono. Zono waits, now chooses Taylor in the backfield. Fry far side. Shifty defense for Houston, and the throw too far for Dozono. Notsuo will try again to break.
Yeah, you sense the momentum shift just a small bit, but that strong start by Spangled seems to be nullified now and potentially going to be completely cancelled out here, depending on the end result of this throw.
Klaus
looks like he's going to get
house, and he's there for the goal. 5-4, another break for Notsuo, and they are on a run right now. That's 3 in a row.
Massive, great throw there. Again, just another really quick one. I was just saying how I thought the momentum shifted, and within 5 seconds the disc is basically caught in the end zone already. So quick on the transition. Notsuo not giving us much of a chance to, not giving Spangled any chance to almost set up after the turns. See there, the waves crashing in. Shows you how windy it is.
(5-4).
Banger of a game, just as we were hoping it would be so far.
Absolute cracker. We're down 4-2, now up 5-4. Spangled need to get an O-line hold here to level things up. Oh, and a foul called. Arlie Stern calls the foul.
It was very close. I don't even know if we'll be able to tell on this replay. It just depends if he hits the elbow. We're not going to be able to tell from here.
I would say benefit of the doubt does probably agree that there was a foul, but
looks like they're smiling and have agreed on it. So,
and playing on. It was a great rundown by Mordock in every sense. Another bid there, Don Tom. Then Eriksson, that one's gonna work. Beach is there, 2 hands behind it. We're tied again at 5. And Spangled evade and find their way down the other way.
Oh, we're starting to see some emotions running here. We're seeing people here calling calls. There's our friend mumbling to herself again. Oh no, we were joking with her earlier. It's all good. But I think she strongly disagrees with that call. It's giving us the cuckoo signs and saying what's going on. It's on camera, and like we said, the players resolved it pretty quickly. So that time she was definitely talking to us, so not mumbling to herself. But earlier on, she was practicing her Spanish. That was our friend from the beach, Miss Beach.
It's 5-all. Notsuo and Spangled leveled up, and momentum moving back and forth. I think
starting to get a
Spangled evaded what was a tumultuous one there. Some calls that have been
very close, unusual.
Yeah, close and speculative.
And probably just 1 or 2 not understanding the rules, maybe.
Jolly gonna bring it in.
Let's see what happens here now. You get the sense that it's simmering a little. It feels like it could either be the really clean game to the end, or it could just get a little out of hand all of a sudden. There's
Kwok to the spot. Corral and Stone steps in the lane, then picks that one off, picks the pocket. Does he overshoot? He does. He had a gimme there after it bounced off Mickael and overshot Nap. And Notsuo take over again. Kwok.
That was in good humor, but a shout, not foul call. The defender is good to see a bit of humor injected into the game. I think that's much needed right now.
And this is going to probably be never in And that's going to come back right at the line. And it's a tough line to throw an OI huck with the wind coming the other way.
I think he was determined to throw it. I actually thought initially there was a foul, and then he wound up again and threw it the second time. I'm not sure, but
it's got to have some bladiness about it if it's going to come back. Knapp now takes a run.
I'm not sure what I make of this.
Trying to call Kwok off guard.
He deserves a hand block for that move.
And far side is begging for a hammer, but they take the conservative option until Stoney comes running through the center, takes the backhand up the guts, and Spangled retake the lead 6-5.
I'm a bit confused what happened there. A player on the field starts walking the disc down towards the middle of the field, hands it to one of his teammates, who then sprints 30 meters as the defenders are following him. It's depends how you view it, I guess. In America, maybe we'll say that the Notsuo players, okay, it's heating up a little on the sideline. I think there's a player there, a person with nothing to do with the team, talking about it, but I wasn't a big fan of how that play resumed so quickly.
The sprint, you don't like the sprint
I
then?
don't like him getting it thrown to him from another player on his team who picked up the disc, who's playing on the field, which means he should maybe be the one who takes it. I think there's been a bit of there
was somebody else on the field who threw it to him
on
the sideline.
I believe a different player
from the sideline.
From the field. Well, he could have been from the sideline, but he gave him the disc and continued to walk into the middle of the field. So, and if that's the case, he shouldn't be allowed to run with the disc, because if another player gives you the disc, I believe it should be tapped in. I don't think you just run it in and play. I'm a bit unfamiliar with the rules, but I feel they look to gain a little bit of an edge in that point, and that's why I made the joke, maybe deserving of a block here. But neither team seems to care too much about it. There's been a bit of a discussion, and this next point's going to get underway, and I don't think it's going to be what decides the game. He ran down and played quickly. At the end of the day, he could have done that if he wanted. It was
I didn't see the handoff, but I feel like the run is that's something you're more than allowed to do and take advantage of.
I think you're supposed to
keep it good. Why not? Like, that's a thinking
I think you're supposed
game.
to keep a consistent pace once you start walking. I'm not sure if... But I think maybe the confusion came from the player who gave him the disc, and then he ran with it. So for me, he shouldn't have even been the one that had the disc. If
Tom throws into the sand, and that's turned over. Picked up by Taylor. Spangled will have a chance to break again if they find the end zone here. Some collisions. Monahan goes down, clacking heels with Scullion. Monahan on the chest, now DeZono. DeZono goes to Fry. Fry around to DeZono. There's a bid there. Just short and ready to be back in play. Foul called on the initiation. Monahan and Scullion.
Foul call by the defense there, I believe. I think he positioned himself to create that.
DeZono over top to Hartwiger. Hartwiger fires for the end zone, looking for Fry, and somehow makes the catch in front of fourth.
I thought the defense.
It is a strip call, and
I think the defender had it first. I thought it was amazing, D. But I'm also equally surprised how the receiver ended up coming up with that disc.
Yeah, I thought it should have been unstrippable to some end. I got to see this again.
Potentially same time, but I thought the defender got there first time of asking.
He had full possession on the ground, right?
I think...
Again, we'll see what the players decide on.
I think that if the players would like to see it again, I can't conclusively say if she had it all the way to the ground. I do think she touched it first clasped the hand first. Again, is it full possession? Did she stop entire rotation? They're playing on. Taylor, and that one smacked away by Tom. Foul called and accepted. Hartwager goes to Taylor.
I think that one was okay. I do feel there's a lot of little moments in the game here that I feel are going a bit against Noot Bootsma here, and it's I mean, there doesn't seem to be too much protest.
Taylor with the disc. Looking to the backfield, gets Monahan. Monahan to DeZono. DeZono looking for the lane, finds the middle. Taylor's there. Taylor goes offhand. Hartwager for DeZono. And Spangled do get another one. It's 7-5. Did Katie Forth get that interception? That one will be spoken about because it was very close, if not conclusive.
I thought she had it, but they've already checked the camera and they declined to do it this time. So for me it was, but if she's
Here
not,
it is again. There is a moment here where it's clear.
like,
Was that moment?
I mean, you can see, yeah, it's definite. It's definite there for me. I can see the other players' two hands. But I'm also amazed that she wouldn't have contested that longer. The discussion to me, it's almost impossible to think that that was not a block. Only again, we get to see this replay that slow.
Yeah, I mean, in real time I can understand it, but yes, the more I see it, the more I believe that was a clean interception. But right now, it's the advantage for Spangled. It's Spangled 7, Noot Bootsma 5. We're going to take a halftime break. We'll be back with more action after this. We live in a world where everything can be referenced online. Imagine if the greatest moments in our sport were never filmed. Eurodisc continues to do what it takes to make free-to-watch live streams a reality. Let's leave nothing to the imagination. We'll consume the action live, and we'll support those that help to make it happen. If it wasn't streamed, it didn't happen. Eurodisc.
What a grab! Oh my God! Somehow they do it!
Always on the move? You can keep up to date with ULTI.TV on all of our social media channels. Like, follow, subscribe, share us with a friend, or send us a message just to say hey. Thank you for supporting us in our mission to grow Ultimate everywhere.
Oh my goodness! That is unbelievable! And created the net and made for it!
That was absolutely incredible.
I worked for a Michelin star chef making gelato in Paris. I had my own restaurant in Nicaragua and a food truck in Australia. Why wouldn't you watch me? Check out my YouTube channel.
7-5, a little kite surf. If you're not playing Ultimate, the wind is up today, but the action here is on this field. A semifinal. Defending champs Spangled are up 7-5 over their arch rivals, Noot Bootsma, in a game that is chippy enough. There's been some contested calls, and there's still plenty to play. I'm Stefan Rapazzo with John Doc, bringing the action your way. Thanks for joining us here on ULTI.TV. Doc, a contentious first half.
Yeah, and like I feel, if I'm being honest, you gotta feel a small bit for Notsuo here. I think that all the things that have made me wonder, what was that, or why was that kind of like, why did they maybe do that thing like a little bit like that? It's hard to describe all of it in one sentence, but I feel a very fair scoreline would be 6-6 right now, in my opinion. I don't think what's going on is game decisive, but when you consider there's been enough things there that I think maybe Notsuo 7-6 maybe a fairer scoreline. I think one or two people here on the sideline giving us looks, say like, hey, what was that about one or two things? And I mean, it's the players on the field ultimately who have to decide it. So they don't seem too fussed about some of it. We'll see if it continues in the second half, but hopefully it doesn't.
Goes to Fur to open up the possession for Spangled. They get to start the half with the disc as well. Added advantage. Fur. Salvia was poached as fourth jumped the lane. Now Stern. Stern to Fur and Attic. Attic goes for Fur. And too high. Given away. Kunze and Notsuo go to Scullion. Now Klaus, Scullion, exchange in the same corner. Scullion finds Kunze in the middle, and we've got a pick called, or yes, it is a pick by the hand signals I'm seeing on the sideline. Robin Kunze to Scullion. Scullion goes to fourth. Spins around fully. Scullion to Klaus, and he tumbles onto the line. Claimed not in. And Klaus says he's in. We do have a camera on this. Let's have another look.
I do think maybe he landed on the line. Yeah.
I think he definitely landed on the line.
I think he might have actually been down when he caught it.
It's given this time. So some calls going back and forth.
Okay, so I said I thought 7-6 maybe a fair one, and they essentially, in my eyes, maybe gave them a score that didn't count there. So any kind of feelings I've had now have been neutralized by that one. I think this is a very fair situation to be in. This is where the game deserves to be. Starting from now, 1 point up, Spangled, game on. Let's get rid of all these weird things.
His left foot there may well have been in before, if his left foot touched first.
I think
we
he
can
actually
see it one more time, perhaps.
I thought he actually caught it before he jumped. I could be wrong, though. I thought he was actually just down when he caught it, but I might be wrong on that. I mean, to me, his feet are touching the line there.
There's so much that's indecisive. It's fair enough to give. Would have been fair enough to play on to. Rocky Beach was certainly not going to do anything but
I would have agreed with him there.
End.
Yeah, I would have agreed with him on that one. But like I said, there was a few things I felt went the way of Spangled in that first half, and I think the situation we're in now, I'm feeling more positive than I was 5 minutes ago about how the game looked like it was going.
We're 40 minutes into this game, Doc. There's not too much to play, but 10 minutes before we get a points cap established. And Hartwigger to Monahan. And thrown right in to the defense. Ledonné jumps the lane. Now Johnny Hawk. He goes inside, that one to Mordock, and back at the end zone, Mordock overshoots Kimberly Beach. It'll go back to Spangled. Monahan to pick up. Hartwigger to Taylor. And DeZono comes back to the disc. And Monahan leaves his feet to keep it alive. Hartwigger from his own end takes a big gainer to DeZono into the attacking half. Fry quickly dishes off. Hartwigger overshoots and Taylor can't handle. Picked up quick by Johnny Hawk. Now Cesario. Cesario goes to Mordock. Mordock underneath Hawk. Hawk to Ledonne. Strong hands as usual. And
I don't even know what the call is here.
I guess it's a travel.
In the USAU, I think that's a thing you'd have to come back and tap it in, but I believe here they just play on. Am I corrected?
We get a taco disc, is that it?
I'm sure that's why the defender was calling it to help the offense.
Yeah, I think your disc is tacoed. We should slow things down here. So we've got a flatter tortilla this time. Ledonne. Looks Cesario's way. Now anything will do. Cesario is there. Takes one with Monahan on the hip. And another stoppage.
That's surely not a travel call. No, I mean, come on.
You he took him out.
I'm sorry
and then
now,
called
but
the
like,
travel on him.
I think Spangled needs to do a little better.
audacious.
I think they need to do a little better in their next game after this. I'm sure they'll go back and watch this, but some of these are a little. I mean, some of those travels.
Cesario testing that mark again. Hawk finds center, and Ledonne is there. Has a look at the disc. No celebration. Couple mullets on the board. It's 7-7.
There's talking going on. I mean, look, I'm a European. I've played in the USA. I know what these games can be like between teams like this. So, you know, I don't want to come across and say, oh, how I think you should play when you've your way of playing. But I feel a couple of these just unnecessary, and I think that's the right outcome. There was a goal. But I mean, if you're gonna make a big bid on a guy and then he falls over you, and he's willing to play on, and you're going to call him back for the travel, I mean, he has to set his pivot foot. I mean, he did, where he caught the disc, he did end up about 5 meters away from that after, but about 4 of them were because of you. So, I mean, it's not the worst, like, bid, but the call after was a bit, come on.
Yeah.
I don't want to make enemies now with Spangled, because I'm enjoying this game a lot, and, you know, whichever team makes the final, I'm wishing best of luck, but we want to see a game where we're not talking about these things, and I assure you we're being much more PG than some of the words I'm hearing from the sideline.
And that pull lands out the back. Couple big matchups to keep your eye on. This one right in front of us, Rocky Beach and Don Tom. 2 of the best players in the division. Make sure you keep your eye on that matchup. Fur brings it to the mark. Back to Stern. Attic collects on the far sideline. Looks to send it, now looks to middle. Stern, 2 hands on it, safe as houses. Salvia near sideline, up to Fur. Fur looks to center. And some grinding cuts there. Salvia. And some contact upfield. Stern's on the ground. She pops up to her feet. Salvia gets the around to Attic. Attic, there's the inside backhand. Has a lane to Fur. And 8 on the board for Spangled. They take a 1-point lead again.
Yeah, good pressure there by the Notsuo defense, and good composure there by Spangled to hold on to that under a lot of pressure, and a couple of tight throws, and a nice one there. Squeeze it through the gap. Deserved that one. Take the lead again. Again, really intense game. It's got a bit of everything now, and coming in last 5 minutes maybe left in this before time. You feel like it's going to go down to the wire, and it's just going to come down to one or two plays. Obviously, are going to decide it at this stage. And if I would say maybe if the scores were switched, I would think it's more likely the team in the lead would stay in the lead. But I've not seen the massive plays coming through from Noot Bootsma that I saw yesterday, and obviously maybe you could say it's because the Spangled players are maybe a little bit faster than the players they've matched up against yesterday, but I'm waiting to see 1 or 2 more of those bids that come through, and maybe that could be the difference, but it's not going to matter if they don't score this 0 point first. So, and Spangled here, you know, if they get a break here, it's very, very tall ask for Noot Bootsma to come back. So you feel like this point for Spangled, this could be, wouldn't say a game decider, but could put the game very, very, not far out of reach, but somewhat out of reach.
A great pull to open the defensive pressure for Spangled. Lands in the end zone and kept in the end zone after a completion to Kwok. Kwok with a high stall count spins and gets Mickael. Mickael back to Kwok, and he coughs it up. Nap fist pumps and then throws the no look and the fall. Oh my goodness, what was he thinking? And sent deep. Kwok going deep, puts the foot down but not in. Johnny Hawk trailing, waiting for something, anything, throws to Beach, back corner, and Houston tie it up. Couple of snowmen on the board. It's 8 apiece.
Who says there's nothing exciting about this? That was insane. I mean, let's just, for a moment, let's just imagine that was a completion and what we would have seen down there in the end zone had that been completed. No, I don't care. I don't care it was a turn. That's the play of the century.
Oh, and the sand monster grabbed the ankle there.
It wasn't as bad looking on the replay. But first time live, I just saw him throwing it backwards. When you look at it on the replay, you actually think maybe it wasn't so terrible. But I absolutely love the fact that he went for that, and I can completely get behind it as well. Maybe that's says more about me, but I mean, when you look at it there,
wild bit of passage of play.
I mean, here we see it on the replay, and you could say, hey, it probably should have been caught, to be honest.
Yeah,
but
it really, I mean, Naras there just got herself twisted around, the foot stuck in the sand, and that is an unfortunate.
It's fair to say she wasn't expecting it.
Yes, that is the truth.
Yeah, so we'd give her a bit of slack on that one. She was probably waiting for a different thrower.
What a game.
What a game.
What a game.
What a game. I'm tempted to root for Spangled just because of that throw alone. But time's going to go during this point, I think. So I thought that one landed in and rolled out, so I don't really know where they're going here, but
so time has already gone. It will be a game to 10.
I thought that pull landed inbounds and rolled out, but I guess not. Nobody seems to care, but yeah, game to 10 no matter what here.
Fur to Stern. Stern with a mounting stall count gets away with one to Attic.
That could have been out of. Oh, I do not like that the sideline called it. I thought it was out of bounds, but the sideline are the ones who actually said it. It was close.
Roll it. Oh,
that was. I think that was out.
I thought he was on the line.
Yeah, I don't like that the sideline called it though. Nah, sideline's going up doing this. I don't think
I actually now do think he dragged his back foot and caught it before. Like,
okay, we're not sure. We're going to need another look. How about we look at it, see if we have a clear decision, and then we can tell him.
Yeah, I think his back foot was dragged.
Looking at it there.
I do think his back foot dragged, and then his second foot touched the tape, which would have been out.
Yeah, I thought he was in the air when he caught it.
But in slow motion, I do believe that catch was good.
And if we had ignored the sideline for the entirety of that, the play would have continued. So let's not worry about the players on the field there. They were happy to play on with that. It was the sideline got involved when they shouldn't. I'm still thinking about the behind the back one. I love it. Look, it's also a bit of what you want. Everybody, the energy is high. Everyone's pumped. She has children for sure.
Arlie Stern said that Tom does enough to break up the play. Houston get the disc back. Scullion to pick up. Scullion to Kunze. Straight back to Scullion, and he just he stepped into Beach with the forearms up in the chest area and knocked him over here. You could feel the pressure, but
Okay.
yeah, he turned into that one expecting the contact. Scullion resumes play. Leads fourth. No, it's for Klaus. And goes over everyone. That is a lead taken break. Notsuo up 9-8 in a game to 10.
I was about to say before that one was thrown, the fact that we know we have at least 2 more points to this is amazing. It seems that in the first half I thought the Spangled Spirit maybe needed a little bit of work. Now I'm starting to think maybe a little bit the other way. They're cancelling each other out. They're cancelling each other out on the scoreboard for most of it. Fantastic game, and you forget there's already an American team in the final, so we might be in for another game like this tomorrow. I thought there was a chance this could be the best game of the event. I think it's definitely going to be the most memorable game we've had of this tournament. Probably the most memorable game we'll have in quite some time.
Yeah, this game is absolutely awesome. I hope that the last 2 points give us the same fireworks. We'll find out after this. Timeout on the field. We're going to take a break. It's Notsuo 9, Spangled 8.
I worked for a Michelin star chef making gelato in Paris. I had my own restaurant in Nicaragua and a food truck in Australia. Why wouldn't you watch me? Check out my YouTube channel.
Oh my goodness. That is unbelievable. And traded the net and made for it.
That was absolutely incredible.
What a game. 9-8. Time expired. Game to 10. Notsuo take a late lead over Spangled with a berth in the finals on the line. I'm Steph Rapazzo with John Doc. We're getting fireworks, Doc, and the sun hasn't even gone down yet.
Yeah, I feel like the color commentary would be better in this game if I just walked around with a microphone, just putting it in front of people speaking on the sideline, but we'd probably get taken off the air. This game has had it all. Game to 10. Chance here. We agree. One of
this is a wild game. One of the best I've gotten to be a part of. Love being here at center field, taking it all in. Back and forth they go. Bitter rivals from the other side of the Atlantic duking it out.
Great pull.
In the southern tip of Sardinia. Fur brings it to the line, throws quickly to Attic. Salvia to Beach. Quickly to Stern. Stern goes back to Attic for the free dump, and then Fur falls to the ground to ensure. Beach to Fur. Fur goes to Rocky Beach. Beach surveying options, takes the deep. It's gonna work. We're going to Universe Point. It's 9-9, game to 10. 18 points played. Chuck them all out. Only this next one matters.
That was a great throw when there was no other option. He had one. He saw it. Player points. Great throw. Puts it into the one place the defender didn't even give chase. There was just no chance they could get to that one, and it all comes down to this one, and something tells me it mightn't be there's probably going to be something to discuss in this next point, but that one was pretty quick and clean, and you know, let's just hope that the next point is as entertaining as the rest of the game. I mean, even if it's the most boring point ever, this has been a crazy game, and whichever one of these teams makes the final, they've earned it.
There's a timeout on the field. We're going to stay in for this one for sure at 9-9. I think sometimes this is the most important element of Universe Point, is choosing the personnel. Spangled have been a little bit more strict with their O-line, D-line. Do they have a Universe line? Are we going to see? It looks like they've already got the 5 out there in Monahan, DeZono, Fry, Taylor, and that is Hartwigger. So it seems like they are going to stick with the unit that's been doing the job. No, there's a change. Stone switches for Taylor. Notsuo, we'll see in a second. But again, they got to leave it out on the field, but they got to choose wisely who's going to leave it out there. For me, these things are usually decided well in advance before you get to a Universe situation, a Universe D, a Universe O. But there's always room for modification based on form and mentality and, what state of calmness perhaps the players are in, or intensity they may be in. So Notsuo taking their time, no indication yet, but I'll be looking forward to see who they have on the pull reception team.
Yeah, I'm buzzing for this. I got that little feeling inside where you're almost a little bit jittery. Usually I only get it when I'm watching a big sports event like a big UFC title fight or something like that, and I'm just pumped to watch it. I can't wait to watch this one, and I don't think we're going to have a mixed martial arts MMA fight break out.
Is it out of the question?
It's not out of the question. Maybe that's why I'm getting that feeling.
I hope it's out of the question.
There could be anything. Maybe on the sideline, who knows? Hopefully the players on the field can keep it together anyway, and we would like it to end in a non-dramatic circumstances in terms of contention over what the last play was, but let's hope it's an absolutely crazy last point outside of that.
Well, we've had drama any which way you slice it. No matter which way this goes, it is going to go down as an instant classic already. A fabulous game to be a part of, entertaining for all eyes upon it, whether right here on the beach or back home on your screens. A quick invitation for you to hit that like button. If you don't, you must not have a heart, because there's nothing not to like about this game.
Can you think of you've been doing it a bit longer than me, can you think of a game where you've been people are going to watch this one back more for the entirety of the game?
I'll maybe come to that after this point, but for now it is Notsuo with Tom, Kwok, Scullion, Ledonne, and fourth out there, Scullion with the disc. He fires Ledonne all types of space in the middle of the field. Kwok cuts up line, doesn't give it. The defense was coming quick. Fourth is open, a high shot, anybody's but nobody's. Spangled will have a chance. One turnover on Universe Point. Bit of a second to catch your breath. Tom got a touch to it but could not clasp it. Pick up by Hartwigger. Hartwigger has it checked in, goes to DeZono. Monahan to Stone. Stone looks upfield, then goes to Hartwigger on the cross. Game on the line, Universe Point. We've got a stoppage, the first of the point. Hartwigger takes the tap, then looks upfield, now back again to Monahan. Hartwigger straight back, collects, Stone's gone deep. They take the shot, Stone to the back of the end zone, it's beyond him, and that's a second turn on Universe. Second chance for Notsuo to take the game. This is the way you like it. Both teams have at least had a crack at it. A chance to win, squandered by both, and Notsuo get the first option at the second chance. Kwok brings it to the line. Backhand to Ledonne. She motions the backhand. Fourth comes under. Fourth eyes the upfield, goes to Tom. Tom fires. Kwok the target. Is it too far? No! Quark comes down with it. Noot Bootsma are going to the show. They knock off Spangled in an instant classic. Tom fires the final blow and Quark collects. Heartbreak and jubilation all in one.
Wow, 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 what a game. I mean, I haven't been doing this long, but I don't think I'm going to have a better spectacle for quite a time in the booth here. That game had absolutely everything, and I mean everything in that game. What a performance by both teams. They're quick to shake hands after. The ebbs, the flows, the calls, the not calls, the discussions, the sideline actions, everything. And I think these players are, there's not much else to say. I think it's just
was just gassed at the end of that one. It had spent most of the day behind the disc. Takes his turn to bust up field, and what a moment for it. Here's the miss from Hartwigger. These are the highlights of the game. Goodness gracious, there are a lot of them. So the final tomorrow will be Noot Bootsma taking on Chickenpox. Spangled will play for bronze against Finland. And yeah, I'm still trying to catch my breath, let my heart return to a regular beating pattern. We had it all, Doc. I mean, like, I'm trying to think back. There are a handful of Universe Point games. You know, I go back to 2019 EUC mixed final. France versus GB was a crazy one. Last year's WCC final, Jet Set against the Humiliswag was a crazy way to finish that one. But, you know, this right up there in the upper echelons of incredible finishes and incredible games. You got to give it to both sides here. It's a shame sometimes when only one gets to win, but that is the nature of the game.
Yeah, like you said, it had everything. I think just the behind-the-hand backhands, just the calls, the drama, so many close grabs, and at the end of the day, right after the game, even there you're seeing shoulders to the face, like we said, MMA-style stuff at times, but immediately after the game, just high fives all around, and I guess that's just how they do it over in that part of the world. And I guess for us here in that game, we were glad that it was like that.
Well, with that one in the books, we're going to wrap things up here after another great day, day 3 of competition. It will be the last day tomorrow, of course. We just saw 2 semis. Tomorrow's finals day and final placings day. Make sure you stay with us. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't gone and done that yet. For Noah Brinkworth on the 1s and 2s, for John Dock alongside, I've been Stefan Rapazzo. Thanks so much for joining us. We'll catch y'all next time.
Thanks.
Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.